Hey everybody. All right, we should be recording now. We are going to go over a tutorial on how to create Google Forms. Um, I know that we're going to be talking about Google Forms, but I'm also going to show you Google Docs as well. Both of these are free. You do not have to have um, any special equipment, anything. So, um, all right, let's get this here. Okay. Um, so you probably have seen videos or have heard people talking about Google Docs, Google Forms. Like I said, they are a free resource that you're able to use. And I like the fact that you can create them. They're very easy to create. And once you have them created, you can share them across different devices. So if you're anything like me, sometimes I'm working on the computer, sometimes I'm working all mobile from my phone, or maybe sometimes where I'm working directly from my iPad. It just kind of depends on the situation, right? And so wherever I am or whatever I'm in the middle of, for example, Google Docs, I use those and I put all of my templates into there. That way, when I get an email when any team member has joined, all I have to do is open up and in my Gmail, I use Gmail, I open it up. I then go to Google Docs, I copy and paste my welcome letter, put that in there, and boom, it's done. And I've got the welcome out that has all the information in it that I want them to have upon joining. So, if that makes sense. So, that really helps to cut down um, a lot of, I don't want to say, well, stop and go traffic is how I'm going to call it because um, you all know how it is, right? Like you're in the middle of 8 different things and you get an email and you're like, oh my gosh, you need to welcome this person, right? And then you have to either stop everything that you're doing or do it later or what have you, right? This way, like I said, it's a really easy way. I've been doing it this way for about 2, maybe 3 years. Um, and I swear by it because even when I'm on mobile, like I can type it all up, get it all done on the computer. But even when I'm on mobile, I have the Google Docs app, again, free. And all I have to do is everything is literally saved in there in real time. So if I've just updated it on the desktop, on the computer, and then I am sitting here and I'm like, oh my gosh, I got a text. Let me take a look at my text, right? And then I can just go to the Google Docs app and everything that I've just done on the computer is already synced and updated here. So again, all I have to do is copy and paste, open the email, boom, 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 it's done. Um, with Google Forms, it's a little bit different. Google Forms, so a Google Doc, let me break this down just a little bit more for you. A Google Doc is a document, okay? It's a straight up document. Um, there's lots of different templates, there's lots of different reasons you could use them and how you can use them. I use them a couple of different ways. But Google Forms is where you see where you can actually have people complete the form, send it back to you, and you can actually see responses on that form. You may have filled out a Google form before and may not have even realized that's exactly what you were doing. But they are so easy to create. They're very user friendly. And the main point is that it really gives you that one-to-one contact because if you're a paper person, if you want to get that response, send out that Google form with whatever it is that you're doing and then print it out and put it in your binder or whatever it is that you do with it, you can do that. Okay. I do digital all the way. And so everything's in my Good Notes app. And so when I'm having a coaching call, and that's specifically what I use Google Docs for the majority of things, um, is I have my document up in Good Notes. I have a page for every person that I mentor, and then I'm actually writing and taking notes right then and there, and it's all said and done, right? So I'm kind of copying and paste. So I can have, like, again, I can have Google Docs open on the iPad too, right? Or Google Forms, I mean, have that up there. And if I need to screenshot, if I need to whatever, all I have to do is copy and paste it and put it into the Good Notes app, if that makes a little bit of sense there. And so again, like I said, I have a digital page. Every single person has a page that I mentor. So there we go. All right, so I'm going to do some screen sharing here and show you exactly what it is that I'm talking about. So let me go ahead and pull this up. All right, let's go ahead and mhm. I'll just pull up the whole desktop. That's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's all fun. It's all fun. Everything's fine. Okay, let's get this out of the way. All right. So here on my screen, you should be able to see I am on Google Forms. Um, I use Chrome as my browser, even though I'm on a Mac, and I just love Chrome. But again, that's something that syncs to every device. So I've got Chrome on the laptop too. So when I pull it up, I've got everything saved up here, right? Um, so as you can see up here, I save everything that's pretty, um, well, the things that I use the most, just put it that way. So Google Forms and Google Docs, obviously right there. So we're in Google Forms. I'm going to start with Google Docs just because I want to show you what that looks like. Now, all you need, again, like I said, this is a complete free service, okay? Free application. You do not pay for this. This is not part of any subscription. And as long as you have a Google username, which is like creating a Gmail, let me put it that way. You have a Gmail, which is Google. All right, that's how you're going to sync everything as to that profile. So the thing is too, is you can have, you have your own Google Drive, which is just like a drive, like think of it a drive on your desktop, right? Maybe you've got your C drive, your N drive, whatever it is that you call it, right? And so everything that you create is actually shared in your drive. Again, you can find things from everywhere. I really need to do a lot of cleanup on mine, so please don't judge me here. So there's a lot of stuff here that, well, as you can see, like food blog stuff, there's all kinds of stuff here. I got all kinds of stuff. Okay. But this is what you will see 9 times out of 10 is these are the ones shared with me. So these are ones that other people have done that have shared the link or shared their Google folder. So in my Google Drive, you can see I've got folders up here, okay? And so for example, one of my folders is for my team, and that's got literally like everything that I keep for my team, and I share that with my team. So things that I feel that they need to know, I keep in here, and then on my support page, I give them the link to this Google Drive. So this is where I can kind of reference everything. Like if they're asking me about sensational start, or do you have a tracker for, I don't know, what, shooting star? Do you have tracking for a tracker for shooting star? Sure do. Go to the Google Drive, right? And that's where I can kind of put everybody. I do put in the new consultant guide, and I also put in the, where is it here? There it is, the product training guide. So every new catalog season, I make sure that the new consultant guide is the newest version. And I always make sure that the product training guide, again, newest version. The product training guide, if you guys are not yet familiar, please get familiar. This should be your best friend, like forever. Obviously I keep mine. I have mine on my desk, but I order one every single catalog season. But I think it's absolutely critical to your business. All right. So anyway, so you can see how you can share things, right? Okay. So we can do that. We can create a whole folder. I know it's shared here because I've shared it with anybody who I send the link to. They're allowed to see it again. That's my personal team. So let's go back and let's go to Google Docs. So again, so I just have some basic Google Docs here. I'm going to actually create one because that's what I really want to show you how to do this. Very quickly though, I will go ahead and show you my welcome. So this is for somebody who has, I am their sponsor. And so what I've done is I have created this document, right? It tells them about the catalog that we're in, the resources that I'm plugging them into, direct links to the Facebook groups, and let them know what their first goals or first things to focus on should be. I try and reach out to, again, start building that relationship. And of course, for my direct front line, I work with them first, and then I work with farther down. But I offer my coaching calls to my front line first. So again, this is something to where if I'm at the grocery store and for whatever reason, I'm checking my email, and I check my email and I have a new team member who joined under me, then all I have to do is, again, open the Google Doc app, copy this, highlight, copy, and then open up my email, get their email address, and then paste into that email, send, right? And then when I get home or later on that day, what have you, when I'm ready to sit down and look at everything and start working with that new team member, I know that this has already gone out, and hopefully that gives them enough time to read it. So again, what I've done is I've made this really to work for my benefit, if that makes sense. So you can make this to work for you. So wherever you're at in your business, if you've got a large team like I do, and you've got, you'll see on here that I've got my welcome email, my downline welcome email, because that looks a little bit different if I'm not their frontline, right? If somebody's rejoined Scentsy or reinstated, right, that looks a little bit different, right? They're not waiting on a starter kit, but they do have the option within the month that they join to purchase the reinstatement kit, right? So I want to make sure they know that, right? And that things have changed maybe since they've been a consultant when it comes to the workstation, things like that have moved around. And if they weren't on my team before, if I am now their sponsor, but wasn't their original sponsor or original director, what have you, wherever I fall in the chain, that again, they know what I'm doing for my specific team. So, all right, let's look at the template gallery very quickly. And you'll see, again, you can use this for all walks of life. This is not just Scentsy. So by all means, if you need to use this for something else, use it for something else. But I feel that this is a really great resource for your business. Again, remember, we're in Google Docs. This is documents, okay? So however you choose to use these, if you are an email person like I am, like I said, I type it up like it's an email so I can quickly copy and paste it and put it in an email. If you want this to be a text that you send out, right? You're going to word that or make it look a little differently so you can, again, copy and paste that into a text field or something like that. Or if you're creating like checklists or things like that for your team or for yourself, this is a really good way to do that, because you can create them, you can make it look like whatever you want to, print it out if you want to, keep it digital, the whole 9 yards, right? Look, lesson plans down here. I could have used this for homeschool. All right, so I don't want to go too deep with you guys, so let's do it like we're telling a new consultant a welcome email. Okay, so I'm just going to use a blank template. So I'm going to open up this blank template. One thing I want you to focus on is up here where it says untitled document. You're going to see some words as I start typing that I want you to pay attention to, first of all. So let me just go ahead and get this going. So I'm going to say, okay, no. You see that up there, how it created that star in a folder? And how it says all changes saved in Drive. Do you see this right here, right? Again, this is saving in real time. So if I stop right here and I'm like, oh, squirrel, I need to go do something else, right? Or I get a phone call or whatever. If I stopped right here, this would still save it in my Google Doc. And again, I could go back to my phone. I could pick it up from there. I could go from the iPad, pull it up from there, right? So again, everything's going to sync all together. So it will be very easy for you, and you don't have to worry about hitting save every 5 minutes. Did I save that? Oh my gosh. As I continue to type and add things, it is going to do that for us. It's going to automatically save. We don't have to think about it. Pretty cool. And if you've, and hopefully most of you kind of can understand up here the symbols. Again, if you've ever worked in Word, or even Pages for Apple, if you're a Mac person, everything's pretty self-explanatory up here. So again, this is where you can kind of make it pretty, is what I want to kind of refer that to, right? So I can insert different things, right? I can insert an image, a drawing, a chart, a horizontal, right? How deep involved do you want to get here is really what it boils down to, right? So you can completely format this any way you want. So I'm just going to write a couple lines here. All right. Then let's do this. Let's practice with a hyperlink, right? So if you remember from my Google Doc, like I told them where the resources were for the Facebook groups and things like that, right? I'm going to create a I'm going to create a link in here so you can see how I do that if you're unsure of how to do that. So I'm just going to say, the whole point is you just want it to say whatever you need it to say. So I'm just going to highlight the words that I want to be the actual link that they click on, right? So I do that. I come up here to insert link. It looks like a little link in a chain. Okay. Don't say click here. Not everyone can click here. There's their little tips for me. Thanks so much. All right. So I can paste the link. So I'm going to say, oh, that's right. I'm doing my Instagram. Good if I actually made it an actual link. That would be really good. All right, apply. Okay, so see how that is now a hyperlink there? Okay, so again, If you want to do that from your Facebook page, what have you, right? To your YouTube page, right? You can do that too if you've got that going on. I'm trying to think of what other resources you might have, whatever other resources that you might have, right? So anywhere that you want them to go. You know, friend me on Facebook, right? You can make that, you know, highlight that and put your Facebook in there if you want to have them add you as a friend. I used to do that, and I kind of have gotten away from that because I usually don't get on my personal Facebook too often. I kind of save Facebook for work. So I get on there, I do my things for my business. Every so often, if I have a little extra time, I'll get on my regular Facebook and just post stuff. But honestly, really, it's for my team and for my business page and for my VIP page, and just kind of keeping my profile or my page, my personal page, somewhat active is really all it boils down to. I'm just not a fan of Facebook. It's a big time waste in my book. And so I'm here to work a business. It's kind of like my mindset. So that's just me though. All right. Let's just finish this up here. Okay, and then I put my links on there, whatever. Okay, so there we go. Let's just put it in there. Okay. Now, I've done that. Okay, maybe you want to make that pretty, right? You want that to be bolded. Highlight color text. I don't know. Make it look like a signature. Make it look a little bigger. You know, whatever you want to do. I use Calendly to book appointments and times and things like that. So that's what that is. Maybe I want to underline that. I don't know. I want it to be important, right? Let's make this real big. We want this big and exciting, right? We want this big and exciting. It's an exciting time. Let's do it. And look, you put it over the middle. We're going to go ahead. We're going to make the text color big, bold, and bright. Yeah. Welcome to Scentsy. All right, there it is. So, all right, and boom. Okay, so again, however you wanted it to look, whatever you wanted to add in, blah, 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 blah. You get the idea, I hope. Okay, so up here where it says untitled document, of course, we want to do that. It is giving us a thing there. We'll just leave that. It'll usually take the first words of your document there. Again, all changes are saved in the drive, right? I didn't have to do anything there. Okay, okay. All right, so let's go back into my Google Docs. Oh, I don't want the template gallery. One more. All right, let's give it a second. All right, if not, let me go ahead and hit the refresh button. There we are. Okay, so see, this is already here, right? Let's say you want them to, again, you can just go in here, copy, right? Copy, paste it into the email, right? It's already done. Don't have to think about it. So if you're at the computer, if you're at whatever, you can do that. Now, maybe you, this is private to me, right? But maybe I want to share this link with, this is a letter that I want all of my people who sponsor a new team member, I want them to have this available so they can send it to their team members, right? Maybe I'd make it more generic or whatever, right? So again, I can share with people in groups. So you can see here that I can actually go in and I can actually share it with people, or copy the link, right? Which is what I did over there. And when I was showing you my folder for my team, right? That's all I did was copy the link and then put it in my support group and give that to my team members. So again, they've got the link. They can directly come to this at any time. So also be careful too. So if you do share that, if you're sharing like a whole folder, make sure that you've organized the folder to only the things that you want shareable, because otherwise they're going to see everything else that you're doing in there. I mean, I don't think that you're going to be up to crazy and wild things, but you know, I'm just saying. All right, so let's hope that's Google Docs. Okay, Google Docs. Again, that's how I use it personally, is to have everything ready to go. When I send out emails to my team, my customer referral program, when I'm inviting my, I actually have a separate group that I work just with my leaders on. So that's that welcome letter. If they're up for cancellation, a Scentsy order form, a Canada downline welcome, because I've got a Canada team. So got that, right? So here's my prep list on Sundays. I actually shared this was on one of my YouTubes. And so that's why you'll see up here, it says share, because again, all I did was on that YouTube video is in the description, I copied the link to this, and that way they can see this. So if they found that that was helpful to them, whatever. So that's that. Google Forms. Google Forms is going to be your way that you have people complete something where you can see a response. Okay? Okay. Let's just look over here. I have, okay. For my coaching calls, I have a form for all of my coaching calls. My team has to complete this form and send it back to me so we can have a very productive coaching call. And so we know exactly what we're both going to talk about, and there we go. Those are for some other things. Let's look at this. This is what might come in really, really handy for you, whether you have a team or not. But obviously, hello. Okay, well, this is not available right now, so please don't. It's not. Okay. All right. So, but we obviously will continue to have limited time offers where we may do a personal pre-order. Okay. Not talking like the child pre-sale or the NFL pre-sale. Okay. That was different. That was all done through Scentsy. They did it that way. But if you still wanted to do your own, you could. But for example, when the Aladdin Wax collection was coming out, before it came out, I created this order form. So that way I could send it out to anybody who was interested in getting a pre-order, right? I could go ahead and fill this out and I could have all the information, be ready to go to contact them. So this is how I set it up. And then I'm going to actually do, one so you can actually see the steps. But I just want you to see, first of all, what it looks like in its final form. And if you come up here, oh, I guess I should address this too. So, okay, up here, it kind of looks the same, you know, right? You've got your name here. That's if you want to put it in a folder, if you want to star it, right? Make it a favorite. I can create a theme. That's going to be the color scheme and all of that. If I want to preview what it looks like, yep, that's what I want to do. And I'm going to click on that. Settings, if I want to send this directly to somebody, if I hit send, again, I can send it directly to their email. I could send them a link, whatever, and get all that done there. I can make a copy of this, right? Maybe I really like the way I did this form. All I want to do is change the wording, because obviously the next collection isn't going to be the Aladdin Wax collection, but I want to keep everything else in this form and just change the picture and all the Aladdin referrals and make it, you know, whatever the next limited time thing is. I can make a copy and then do edits in that copy and have everything there. It's so cool. It's going to save you a lot of time. But let's go ahead and preview it. This is what it looks like when somebody gets it. So if it got emailed to them, this is what it would look like, okay? I kind of give them a breakdown of what's going to happen. I give them a date. I think that's important. These are just the things that I have in this pre-order form, okay? I wanted to get their email address. Are you a new or existing customer? What option do you want to order? So again, I broke it down because this collection, once it became available, you could then, you know, just purchase the scents, the bars, whatever. If you want more than one bundle, would you like to add anything else to your order? Again, this was going out like an order form concept, okay? So that's why that question was there. If wanting additional product or more than one bundle, please add those products below. And then I gave space there for their name, for their phone number, email, how they prefer to be contacted. I think this should go on every single form you ever do, because I'm not going to lie. I prefer text over email. But if it's something like this, maybe if I was buying from a friend who was doing this, right, maybe I would want an email, right? Not in a text format. And then I give them options for how they wanted to pay. And again, letting them know that their payment must be received before the order is placed. Not gonna lie, that's a very important step. Anyway, so, all right, so that's what it looks like to them. Here's what it looks like when we're editing it, okay, creating it. So you'll see here, I was able to go in here, type whatever I wanted to do, create the email address, or, you know, put that in there. Are you a new or existing customer? Those little stars that you saw by the fields, like this one right here, that means it's a required field. They have to put something in there, right? One way or the other. And so I've got it on required. This is a required field. I want to know, are they a new customer or an existing customer? That's what I want to know. You have the option to make it a multiple choice, give them check boxes, have a drop down, a linear scale, a grid, you know, short answer, a paragraph, a whole 9 yards, right? Obviously those, I wanted it as multiple choice. Same thing here, same thing here, something here, something here. This was a short answer. So you see there, I've made them a short answer, okay? If I wanted to add a title or description, if I want to add a picture, if I want to add a video, if I want to add another section in there, if I want to add another question next to it, behind it, whatever, in front of it, whole 9 yards. So I can sit here and do this all day long. And here is, okay, so you see here, I just uploaded an image. So that's how you get that up there. I could exit out of that and just upload another one. I just don't have one on top of my head, but maybe I want to change the color. See how easy that was? Boom, changed. Font style, basic, decorative, formal, or playful. Really not a whole lot of options there, but it's options. So, all right, so there you go. I don't know. I want to click on that so bad because I want to show you what it looks like when you get it back, but I don't want to show somebody's information. Hold on. Okay, I don't want to share somebody's information. So let me just double check. Yeah, that's somebody's information. Okay, good. I'm glad I didn't do that. All right, go back. All right, I'm glad I didn't do that. I'm so glad. All right. Anyway, but once this is done, right, and I've sent this out, this is where you're going to come back to get responses. So you're going to know when you get a response because you see right there, one response, right? So that was how I got the response back for that one. And at least for this link that I shared, right? So if they ordered from me a different way, then they ordered from me a different way. This is just the response that I got there. So that's a really great way for you all to use it, again, regardless of where you're at in your business. These are great. These are also great because you can customize these too, right? Maybe you're doing your own personal flash sale, or Maybe you're doing a Facebook party and you want to be able to send them an order form uh, or a form to get their contact information so you can follow up or what have you, right? You could completely create this to be something for that. So hopefully you can kind of see the different uses that this is going to allow you to have, hopefully. So let's just go ahead and let's just create a new one. Again, I have these because I use the majority of the forms that I do are for my coaching calls. Whenever we're doing trainings and things like that. Okay, so I use it a lot. All right, so let's see here. So let's just look in the template gallery. As you can see, we still have some templates to choose from, right? This kind of gives you like a starting point. So again, maybe you're looking for customer feedback. Maybe you're doing follow-ups and you're like, oh my gosh, I'd love to know what they thought of this, right? That might be a really good one. Maybe we'll go ahead and just do that one. But again, you can really customize these however you want. So honestly, I don't think that the template's really like the end all be all kind of thing. But let's just go ahead and pick a template and we're gonna go with it. Okay. All right. First things first, let's go to the theme. Okay, so image uploaded. Let's see, I can choose an image. I can, of course, go to upload. I can go to my photos. Not, yeah, I don't know. Got my food up there. That was a really good salad. I do remember that. Let's do customer feedback. Yeah, yeah, let's use that. Okay, insert. It's not gonna be big enough, but it doesn't matter. Okay, there we go. All right. So even if your photo, that's actually a really good example. Even if your photo does not exactly fit, you can, pick the part that does. Okay, so now I've done that. Let me do my theme color a little bit differently. I want to do the background color a little bit differently now. And make it more purple. Yeah, make it more purple. Who doesn't like things more purple? I do. Okay. All right, so there's all of our theme options. Okay, so I've got that. So now I have it looking pretty like I want. And maybe instead of customer feedback, maybe I want this to say, how was your scent experience? There we go. Okay. Yes, they received. And that's fine. I don't know. Feedback type. So let's say first thing we want to know, did arrive on time? Good to know, right? Okay, I can go here and I can say, yes, it did. Maybe I want the next one to say, all true things, right? It was later than expected. Right? Maybe we want to know that thing, right? And again, we can toggle it down here to make it a required thing. So do you really want to know if their order arrived on time? Do you want to make sure that they do that? Yeah, because they're not going to be able to fill out this form if you click required. They have to click something in there. It just does. Okay. Um, if I want to duplicate this, I'm pointing down here, you can't see it. If I want to duplicate this particular box, I can just hit duplicate. It'll put it right down there for me. Okay, now let's do, okay, so here's another good one, right? So feedback. So let's just say comments. Okay, so we can have them give us a paragraph, meaning they can type a whole lot in here. They can keep on going. Down here, and maybe I want to add an image. Gravy. We'll just, no, here, let's use that one. Let's use that one. Insert. Because I want you to see what it does when you insert a picture. You can see it actually inserts a big old picture there, right? So that was the real size. So I can say, maybe this was like their order. Maybe I was putting together this sample box and sent it to them. Maybe that's what I was doing. Okay. Your exclusive mystery box. Okay. I can hopefully say, so that way that'll remind them, oh yeah, I'm doing this for that. That's what I got. Yeah, that's what I got. Name, yeah, let's have that be required. And email, yeah, I'd say let's have that be required too, right? Yeah. Okay. Suggestions for improvement. Okay. Let's say I want to add another section, right? That's everything that's there in the template, right? I can add a section, add a video, add an image, add title and description, import questions, add a question. I'm going to add a question. So you see how that happened? It just put it right underneath the one I was working on. Okay. So let's do this one and have it do, what have we not done? Let's do checkboxes for this one. So which okay, one more. What else did they order? Let's say they got, or what else did I send them? Let's say I sent them Luna. Okay. Boxes. Okay. I'm gonna make that required too. Okay. So you see I changed it to check boxes and gave them the ability to choose as many as they want. So maybe you want that. All right. So now maybe you're all done, right? Again, you see up here, all changes saved in Drive. It's automatically saved. You don't have to hit save. If for some reason this window accidentally closed out on me, right? Everything I'd been typing up until it closed would still be saved in there. So boom, it's there, it's done. We'll just let the name that. Okay. So let's go back. Not to the template gallery, to the forms. Okay. So you see, there it is already, right? It's there, ready to go. Let's go ahead and open it and let's see what it looks like in the preview. So I do recommend, especially as you're doing your first ones, hit that preview button and see what it's actually going to look like when they open it. Okay. You really want it to look nice. You want to make sure that it looks on brand to you. If you have colors or if you're into, if your brand is like a certain thing, like dogs or Star Wars or whatever, you know what I mean? make it you, make it look like it's part of your brand. So I think that's very important, especially when you're sending things out to customers, especially like this, right? They want to be able to recognize you and your brand. Um, so if you have certain colors you use, again, certain things that kind of represent your brand, put that in here, make it you. And then as I say with everything, make the wording you, okay? Y'all can come in here and you can copy all you want. That's fine for the majority of these things. It doesn't really make a difference. So, but if you're really, especially in the documents, in Google Docs, it's probably a little bit more important because those should look like they've been written by you. Does that make sense, right? Like if you don't say y'all, then don't put y'all in the email. People are gonna be like, when did she start using y'all? Right? Like it wouldn't make sense, right? So talk how you would talk if you were talking to people. And again, you want it to look professional, and especially in this kind of a format. Because again, in this particular example, right, we're sending this out because we want to get feedback on their experience, right? Maybe, you know, if this was a new customer, maybe I wanted to start, and this isn't a bad idea, but maybe when I get a new customer, when I do my first follow-up and I'm in Amy, I can click this link and I can actually put that into my message template, copy and paste that into my message template in Amy and get surveys back. And that can help me improve on what I'm doing, right? Or maybe I started something new. Maybe I started adding like a mystery goodie bag for every order, and I started doing that, and I want to see, you know, do people really like that? Are they enjoying it? You can kind of test the waters, right? What else do you want to see? Maybe you want to ask more probing questions, right? Maybe you want to get those customers to come back more frequently. So maybe this would be a good way to ask those probing questions, like what would have made your experience that much better, right? um, what could I have done that would have made your experience work out better for you? And you could put that information in here and then be able to get that information back, work from it, learn from it, and move forward. So again, you just want to come in here. You want to just see what it looks like straight up and down. Does it look like what you want it to look like? Because that's what they're going to see. If not, then you just come back over here and you can simply go in and you can change, tweak it however you need to do it. Okay. And again, if you want to send it, you can send it directly to them via email. You can, again, just copy the link. Again, if we're working in Amy doing our follow-ups, we wanted this to be included in one of the follow-ups, hit that copy link, right? And look, it even has a button to shorten the URL. That's even cooler, right? Then just click copy, go into Amy, paste it wherever you want it. Boom. That form's going to go in every single thing that you send out with it. Okay. So hopefully that makes some sense there. So that's really the difference of Google Forms and Google Docs, and hopefully a good idea of how you can use one or both in your business and really help to step things up. Again, making things easier for you, making things more seamless for your customer, and including your team as well. So again, like I said, I use mine a lot for those coaching calls, but if you're really working with a team and doing mentoring, then that would be a really good way to do it. So I hope that this has been helpful for you guys. If you have questions, feel free to let me know. I'm more than happy to answer some questions, but I think this is pretty self-explanatory. But there you go. Hopefully this will give you some more power to, or make you feel a little bit more empowered to kind of step your business up a little bit and get more of that routine and habit-based performance going for you. So take care. I'll talk to you soon.